Hello YouTube, it's Wednesday and that means it's time for another drumming exercise video. This week's exercise is going to be based off of an exercise that a lot of people already know. It's a very common one. You might have heard it called chicken in a roll at some places, kind of depending on where you live. Some people call it that. But it basically sounds like this. And most people know that exercise. It's basically just eighth notes and 16th notes going from single strokes to double strokes. But we're going to add a couple of things to this to make it more challenging and more useful, because although that's a great exercise, it is kind of limiting because it only works on one thing, slow singles and double time when you go to doubles or diddles. So we're going to keep the first part of the original exercise, which is basically 4 eighth notes and then 8 16th notes repeated, and then you have 8 eighth notes and 16 16th notes. Like that. So once we have that, we're going to use that as the first section, and we're actually going to repeat this exercise 4 times, or we're going to repeat it 3 times so you have a cycle of 4. And the first time is going to be with regular diddles. The second time, however, is going to be with inverted diddles. And if you don't know what an inverted diddle is, a regular diddle is right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. So 1 E and 2 E and something like that. An inverted diddle basically is right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. So it's kind of has this backwards feel to it because the main note or the accented note tends to be on the downbeat. And when you're playing an inverted diddle, the accent or the downbeat is actually the second stroke. So it's and 1 most of the time. So 1 and 2 and 1. So it gives it a little bit of a different feel, but it's very useful to know because it helps you go from small notes to loud notes and gives you that control in your muscles. So inverted diddles are a great thing to practice, and we're going to work those into this exercise. So again, an inverted diddle is right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. So 1 E and 2 E and 3. So it's and 1 and 1, just like that, or 1, depending on if you're counting 16ths or 8ths. So now that we have that, let's do the same pattern, but instead of doing regular diddles, let's do inverted diddles. So we have. And that's what it'll sound like with inverted diddles. You may notice it sounds exactly the same, and that's actually what we're going for. We want them to be sounding the same because we're going for consistency here, although the sticking is different for each exercise. So the third part of the exercise is basically going to be the same with the whole 8th notes and 16th notes thing, but instead of doing diddles or inverted diddles, we're actually going to do double time single strokes, and we're going to be using finger technique, not necessarily like wristing out the whole thing. So this is a good exercise to do combinations of going from wrist at a slower tempo to using fingers at a faster tempo. Okay, now what we're going to be doing for the third section is we're going to be using German grip fingers, which is basically having your wrist on top, and in the fourth section we're going to be using French grip, which is basically having your wrist on the side and your fingers underneath the stick. This is good for percussionists who need practice with timpani technique, things like that, because it's often used for timpani, French grip anyway. And this is also good for drum set players because French grip is widely used. So let's go ahead and show you what the third part sounds like. It sounds a little something like this. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the fourth part. Again, the third part was with my German finger technique. Now we're switching to French finger technique. So it'll sound like this. Okay, so now once we have those 3 parts, the regular diddles, the inverted diddles, the German grip single strokes, and the French grip single strokes, and of course if you play this match grip, you're going to do both German and French. If you do traditional, you can just do whatever you want, whether it's finger technique, thumb, or just go ahead and wristing it out. In this video, I'm just going to go and wrist it out. But once we have all those 4 sections, we're going to combine them together. So it'll sound a little something like this. here it is at a faster tempo. So that was the exercise. It was pretty short and easy to understand. I hope you guys use that. It's great for working finger technique and diddles and pretty much everything that was covered in the video. So if you have any questions, feel free to post a comment below and I'll be glad to answer it for you. If you like this video, check out some of my other exercises and other content on my YouTube page. And if you like it, please subscribe. If you want to see more exercises, check back on Wednesdays. And if you want to see some stick trick stuff, check back on Mondays. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time and thank you for watching.